Hi, my name is Lucas, and thank you for joining me. You know, just a year and a half ago, this place behind me here was nothing but forest, just crowded with trees, thicket, dense, many rocks, many rocks. And I chose it as the foundation site to build my cabin. I didn't even begin construction until just over a year ago. Much of it was just site preparation in the winter leading up. So, in the span of 1 year, in my free time, mind you, I was able to build this entire cabin. Now, it may have the square footage of a garage, but it is very well done. And it looks beautiful, and it matches the scenery and the place where I've decided to put it. So now, I'm here to give you the full tour. Hope you enjoy. Now, in my last video, I was putting up this siding right here. This is homemade live edge cedar siding. And I produced it from local cedar trees on the land here, all the way from cutting them down to hauling them to the sawmill and slicing them into boards. Then I would apply them to the wall in an overlapping kind of way. And not only are they aesthetically pleasing, but they're also very durable, long-lasting, resist insect and rot, and all they have to be is sealed and stained now. So that was pretty fun to do all the way around. And underneath them, I've got some solid metal skirting that goes down to the ground because that is more prone to rot. It's going to get a lot more splash on it. In the winter, snow will be right up against it. And I put rocks all up against it all the way around this cabin so that plants wouldn't be growing right up next to it. Plants really like to grow for a couple months, and you got to do what you can about those. So that was a fun part to do. And I also installed gutters up here, as you can see. And the gutters are for rain barrels, which are my primary source of off-grid water, which I can use for gardens, sawmill, washing dishes, anything like that. Eventually I'll be setting up a filtration system so that I can make it into drinking water. But yeah, that's the siding. It looks very nice. Now then, going around to the back side of the cabin, as you can see, I put board and batten strips down below, and they're separated with this overhang, which comes out a couple feet, and that shields water from everything I'm storing down here. And above it, I've got a lot of larger cedar live edge siding pieces, which go all the way up to the peak. So under that, I've got stuff like propane, ladders, extra storage. I might put in some shelves here, and I might lay down some gravel down below. And I've got water collection on either corner here. And there's a lot of potential still for the space, and I'm glad with how it turned out. So that's the back side of the cabin. As we follow my drainage ditch up and out, you can see the north side of the cabin. It is just a pure wall of siding. Took several trees to do just one of these. Got gutters up there, the roof, soffits, and down below. Got a little access hatch in the corner there to get under the cabin. And just lined it up with rocks. This side doesn't get a lot of sunlight, but it certainly looks beautiful. And here we are to the front of the cabin, the place where I spend most of my time. Now, it was pretty fun doing the board and batten up high and down below, and it looks quite beautiful, I must say. Took a lot of trees, more than I would have expected to do all the siding. With all the cutoffs, all of the round pieces on the edge, I was able to debark them and make the sides straight with the table saw, and then I fastened them as railings onto the porch there, and they look really natural, really rustic, really kind of opposite of how you see most porches built with straight lines and edges. This one is a lot more natural feeling. And I've got this nice bench here. I've got a good rockway, a good ramp. There's a good overhang. I've got all the noise-making wind instruments you could ever want. I've got plants. These plants are supposed to defend against mosquitoes, but they don't seem to be doing a very good job. And I've got plenty of space in there now. I use the porch as a workshop all winter, but I don't really want to make a lot of sawdust messed in there now, so I'm left to doing it outside, but at least it's warm. At least it's warm. And there's still a lot of time left to build. So, with that, I'll give you a little closer up tour. With a little close up here of the porch, you can get a better view of how this wood kind of stacks on top of itself, how it's very three-dimensional. How I've put very large pieces on the corner all the way up there, and I've braced out with some of those angled pieces. And down below, I did fix my footings. I made them a lot better. I concreted a bunch of rock together and I made a good flat area. So I don't think the frost heaving will affect them very much this time around. But we'll find out. From the inside of the porch, you get a really good look at the color variation and the grainy texture of the board and batten siding. From top to bottom, it's rather easy to make actually. You cut big boards and little boards, and the little boards just cover the cracks so that when it dries you don't see anything. Now as we turn around, I've got pretty decent looking plants and these shelves that I made out of live edge wood that go on top of the railings there. And from the inside you can see all the light slats from the drying of the wood, and it doesn't bother me much. I might do something about it. My original plan was to make this a closed-in porch, but alas, plans change. But yeah, plenty of shelf space. Nice thing to have. Got lots of storage. Got all the tools of the trade. I even got animal pelts hanging up there, whether or not you want to see that. I do like tanning. And I've got another good shelf. Got all the tools of the trade in here. Wood storage. Oh, and an animal door to let my dog in and out. Now, I would give you a tour of the inside of this cabin, but alas, it is not finished yet. For all of the wood inside is made with a sawmill, and all wood that is harvested from the land needs time to dry. Otherwise, it tends to crack and shrink and be problematic to work with. And now that it is warm again, I'm focusing my project ambitions towards more outdoor projects. The inside is very nice for me, but it is not nice to show yet. There's about 20% left of projects that I am not really in a rush to finish to get it completely done. So probably by the end of this year, I'll give you the tour of the inside, but not anytime soon. So for now, you get to see all of my exterior progress. But it has been fun, I must say. And now, last but not least, the ravaged pit of my projects. This area I've really taken a beating to. Because it will be a garden, alas, there are many large boulders in it, which have been somewhat difficult to remove when they weigh about a ton apiece. There's also a lot of tree stumps which need to be burned out. So this is an ongoing project. I give it a little bit of leeway and a little bit of time devoted here and there to try to remove these things. I've got very large piles of cut-offs and bark strips back here, which I don't know what to use with yet. I've also got a homemade teepee, or a wigwam, which I use to smoke my pelts on. And that was kind of a fun thing to do. Cool process. Aside from that, I've got solar panels. And solar panels are pretty cool. They're good in the summer, not as great in the winter. I built this aluminum frame for them to keep them a little more rigid and to direct them towards the sun. And originally it was on this this little pole here, but there was a windstorm not that long ago and it snapped off, so that is something to replace and repair in the meantime. However, solar panels still work and it's still fun. I've been having a lot of fun out here actually. Things have been better than ever before, you could say. Now that my cabin has come a long ways, even though it's about the size of a shed, just like I said in the first video, it'll be a very well-built shed. So is this proof? Proving it for you enough? Hope so. And indeed, with each revolution of the Earth around the sun, new things grow and old things die. People get older and projects continue. So as this project wraps up, I'll be beginning a new one, and that will be my woodshed. It's right across the way from the cabin, and it's going to match its rustic appearance and also quality of build. I've got about 30 tons of rocks ready to go, and I've got some very nice trenches dug here. So I'll be making a video about that sooner rather than later as I begin construction on it. And I'll be showing you the process because it is very fun building new things. As we grow older, we learn stuff. It all depends on what you do with your time after all. As you can see, this is what I'm doing with my time, and I don't appear to be wasting it, do I? So, until next time.